Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about 2024, going into 2025, because we've been in 2025 now for a decent little bit of time. We're coming up on a month into 2025, and I just wanted to share some thoughts on where I sort of want to go with 2025 and how 2024 sort of went. So 2024 for me was an incredibly transitional year. I've watched a couple of these videos by people sort of going on about their year going into the next one. A lot of people seem to have said that 2024 was just kind of whatever for them. I don't have that experience. For me, 2024 was easily the largest shift in my life in terms of like going into it and coming out of it. So when I went into 2024, I was a bit of a wreck. I wasn't a very happy person. Divorce had just sort of happened and I was still sorting all that out, and I went to talk to solicitors and stuff, and that wasn't much fun. And then got like just bad news after bad news. A couple people had to cut out my life, that kind of thing. Not stuff I really want to get into, but it was just not fun stuff. It was miserable shite, right? And it got to the point where I decided, right, Josh, here's what you need to do. You need to start going to the gym. And I'd been thinking about doing this for a while, but I was kind of scared to, because I thought about like the cancellation fees and stuff, and how it's really hard to get out of going to the gym. And I thought what will probably happen is I'll go to the gym and be really like motivated for like 2 weeks, and then I'll get sick of it, and then I'm just paying a load of money to not go to the gym. I didn't want that to happen, but I was at that point where I needed to do something, anything to change what was going on, because this was something I couldn't carry on, right? So I started going to the gym. I signed up, went and bought like some shorts and some like gym shirts, like some stuff that you can sweat into, right? And I just started going on the treadmill, messing around on the machines, exploring the gym. Went, the sauna and the steam room and stuff like that. It's all really nice. So I've started using going to the gym as an excuse to just like download albums. So what I would do is I'd just do YouTube to MP3 and just download a load of albums that like I've been meaning to listen to, but I hadn't actually gotten around to. Like stuff like In Utero and like Prince, Purple Rain, and like Outcast and stuff like that. I had a really nice time. I had this little routine of, and I still semi-have this routine of going to the gym and working out for the duration of one album. And then once the album's finished, I go back in the changing room, nip into the steam room and all that, and have a nice little time. And that was my little routine, and it was a good routine, and I think it did me a lot of solid things. And I think that was what helped me to progress and to move on from stuff. You know how they say like, oh, you need to hit the gym and all this sort of stuff, and it will like, and they do it from this point of view of like, I guess almost a grind set type thing, like you need to bang it out so you can get mad fucking muscles and stuff. And it's like, I don't give a shit how muscly I am. I just want to feel good, right? So going to the gym helps me feel good, and I actually kind of enjoy it. So, and if I get sick of it for a bit, I'm now at a point where I don't like beat myself up for not going to the gym for a couple of days. If I just think, right, I've got more important shit to do than going to the gym, I'm going to do the important shit, and then when I have more free time, I'll go to the gym. And I just see it like a hobby, like playing video games or so. And that's how I see going to the gym. I don't treat it as like, the most like something that's ritualized into my head that I have to do it or like I'll feel bad. I don't take that approach anymore. And I think it's important to have that for a little bit. But then once you get used to the whole routine of going into the gym, and you know a few people there, and you're used to what you do, and you have your little routine that you do at the gym, you do this, and then you do this, and then you do a bit of that, and you do a bit of that, and you do a bit of this, and you do a bit of that, and you know what you're doing, right? And then you go to the swimming pool and you do a bit of that, right? I know exactly what I'm doing when I go to the gym. I do the same thing basically every single time. Very little experimentation at this point, right? And when I sort of started going to the gym, and I was looking around, I was beating myself up a bit for not going like every single day, but for the first 2 months, I went every single day. A couple times I even went twice a day, right? And I figured out what I liked, what I didn't like, and I started to feel an awful lot better. And in May of 2024, I quit drinking. I'm not gonna say for good or anything like that. I've done a whole video about it. It's a miserable little video. Watch that if you want. I stopped drinking, and it was kind of not like a big deal at the time. I just wasn't for the foreseeable future. And by foreseeable future, I just meant like the next couple of weeks. I wasn't thinking about it long term, but now it's about 9 months nearly since I've had a drink, maybe 8 months. I think it's 8 months, yeah. So yeah, that happened in May, and that really helped, combined with the gym. I think both of those things helped me to just not see so much of a cloudy sky around me and to be able to actually understand my own place in the world and to figure out who I am and that kind of thing. And to start working harder and stuff. It freed my time up, because when I was drinking and stuff, I felt like I basically just resigned the day at about 8 p.m. Now I can kind of carry on semi-working until I just go to bed, and even when I'm in bed, I can still sit on the laptop and just like change a thumbnail or whatever. So that's fine. I worked on this little series called Phineas King, and I shot the first episode of that in February of 2024. And it's kind of a proof of concept. It's not nearly as good as any of the ones that came after it, because I was still figuring out what I was doing, and I was so nervous at talking to people on the side of the road that I barely speak to anyone. I think I interviewed one person in the entire thing. But yeah, the whole point of Phineas King is it's just this like, it's basically a rip-off of Alan Partridge. That's how it started off, and I'm just trying to, find him his own identity. I'm going to wear my influences on my sleeve. I'm not going to act like it's but it's a combination of that, a bit of David Brent, a bit of the day-to-day, Brass Eye, stuff like that. There's a little bit of all that kind of stuff in it, where it's a bit of a character. And as time goes on, I want to develop who Phineas King is. I wrote a backstory for him and figured out sort of who he is and what he's about and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just sort of, what's good about it is you're just getting yourself creating more. I had this film that I've been working on. I shot it in 2021, and I think probably because I was drinking so much, I fell into a bit of a depression, and I didn't really focus on that, and I didn't figure out what to focus on for a long time. And quitting drinking allowed me to focus my instinct and my work ethic onto certain things, so I could just blast out this project and then blast out this project and then blast out this project and just get it all done, right? So I edited all of Sheffield Psychedelic, which is the film I shot ages ago, and it's looking really, really amazing. And it's at a point now where it's nearly complete, and I think it can come out possibly this year. I'm not going to promise anything because I'm not interested in announcing a release date until I know for a fact that that film is done and completely done, right? And yeah, getting that done, which was a big weight on my shoulders, really helped open up my life a little bit. I went on a date. That was nice. Don't normally do that. I'm not a dating person. In fact, I think that might be the only date I've been on in my entire life. I don't know how I've been married, but I've never been on a date. I'm not counting like dates when you're already together. I mean when you're dating, when you're meeting a new person as a date, right? That was fun. Didn't work, but it was nice, and I managed to get a song out of it. I wrote a song about it, just because it was in the moment, and I just thought, let's do that while I have the motivation now. Oh yeah, that's the point. I wrote an album, Decisions in Another Language, which is all about the divorce and stuff. But looking back at it, only if it was to be released on vinyl, only side A is about the divorce itself. The second half is more about the moving on process and about figuring myself out in a wider world and all that bullshit. And then it ends on a track called Why These Things Happen, which doesn't have any lyrics, but the idea of the song is basically just to end the album on a more top-down or societal sort of look into why divorces happen, why, when divorce was introduced in the 70s or whatever, immediately so many people just started divorcing straight away, because obviously people have been wanting to get away from their shithead husbands and their shithead wives for quite a while. So yeah, I wrote that. That was good. And then I did a few more Phineas Kings. I think I filmed 5 more. Released 4. One of them I wasn't super happy with, but I've looked back on it and I've re-edited it, and it's actually quite good. So I'm going to include that in what I'm going to call season 2 of Phineas King, which is currently being filmed in early 2025. Let's see. In terms of meeting up with friends and stuff, it was another big transitional year, because I feel like my friend group shifted as well. Like, I just started meeting so many new people and making so many new friends, and it's like, I think about the friends that I had like 5 years ago, and I don't speak to most of them, and I have new friends now who I speak to and who have become some of my best friends, and that's just amazing. I love all the people that I've connected with over the past couple of years, particularly 2024. I think I met most of them. We had a phase in the summer of 2024. We went to this place called the Rhythm and Booze in Battersea, which is this lovely little pub that's now shut. basically it was just this really nice sort of jazz bar type thing, but basically no one went in there. And it was this really like, you know, nice Art Deco-y kind of looking establishment where basically no one was in there. And you'd be sat there with you, your friends, one other group of friends, and the manager of the place. And you'd all just be sat at a table just talking like you're all one big friend group. And it was lovely. We'd have little jams and stuff. I've uploaded one of the jams to my channel, Morrison Productions, so you can watch that if you want. It's a 10-minute cover of Frankie Goes to Hollywood's What the Power of Love. So it's like, and there's a guy with a flute on it, there's a guy on a piano, and we just took turns doing solos and stuff. I do the bass on that. There's no drums on it. I feel like if we had drums on it, it would genuinely be fucking like one of the best like things. It's so cool. Like because of the flute and the piano, and there's two guitarists on it, and they're both fucking really good guitarists, and like it was amazing. I loved doing that and going to the Rhythm and Booze and meeting all those people. It was so much fun. I loved that. It was great. And sadly, that place shut in September or October or something. I don't know when exactly. I only realised it was shut when we went there, and it had become a new pub, and the new pub's not as good. They've made it just look a bit more like trashy, sort of. It used to look really antiquated and nice, but now it just sort of looks a bit shite. No offence to the people running it, by the way. It's still a nice place. I've been there since, but it's not the Rhythm and Booze. So, you know, that's it was one of my favourite pubs ever, that. Yeah, and then obviously in October of 2024, I started this YouTube channel, Johnny Mozza. The reason I started it wasn't to do these bloody motivational fucking whatever you think these videos are sort of things. The point of it was actually to make it as a marketing channel for the film Johnny Mozza's Lessons in Confidence, which I started working on in September. I went to a networking event where I met a few people that got involved with the film, and I pitched the idea to them. And I've been to another networking event last week, and I need to talk to all the people from that, so sorry I haven't got back to you yet. But I am planning on it. I'm going to do it either today or tomorrow. Yeah, I started the channel in October, and it kind of started being like successful pretty much straight away. It found its audience very quickly, like within the first week it seemed to have found its audience. And I've just kind of kept up with doing it. I was doing 2 videos a day for like 3 months or something, and like, that's not sustainable. It takes a lot of effort to do that. And yeah, I also, I think because all of this stuff happened, right, this big transitional year, from going from such a shit time in January of 2024 to what was quite a great time in October of 2024, having a great time with life and just being happy with yourself and content with yourself and not like getting yourself down about stuff, I think makes you more attractive, right? And so, yeah, I met my girlfriend, who's just like amazing, and but I mean, like everyone that talks about like their other half, like just says they're amazing. So I can't think of like a way of saying it in a unique way other than just repeating what basically everyone else says in that sort of regard. But like for me, it feels really special. It feels like proper love, you know? And yeah, it's not something I talk about really on the channel, because I don't know, I just sort of feel like I wanted to keep this separate to like my personal life out of this. This isn't really necessarily my personal life. This is just sort of what my year was like. And I'm not giving you details. I'm not naming names or anything like that. I'm just telling you that I met someone who was absolutely fucking amazing, gorgeous, lovely, really genuine. I made her one of these sort of videos, but you're never going to see that. I don't even have it anymore. I put it on a little hard drive, and yeah, she's got that. So you know, maybe if I die and you could upload it or something like in the year 2080 or something, and maybe if that, you know, it's like B-sides or something. I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling. Yeah, I'm working on a song for her at the moment called Big Word. It's going to be like this 20-minute long sort of progressive rock sort of symphony kind of thing with a brass band. It's going to be called Big Word. It'll probably have like 5 parts. You know how like these long songs, they come in like parts and these Roman numerals for the parts. So that'll be quite fun. And I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be in the Lydian mode, which is probably my favourite mode of music. And yeah, I met her in November, and it's been going really well. What else has happened? Went to France at the end of the year, and so I spent the 2024 to 2025 sort of period in France, which is the first time that's ever happened, like not being in this country, the UK, for a year to the next year sort of thing. Let's see, what else have I done? Went up north a couple times with my friend Lee, who has a YouTube channel which you should check out. He's got stuff on there, and he's like done stuff about the films that we've worked on, Scorched Earth, Connie Lynn, stuff like that. We've done loads of stuff together. We've gone up north loads of times, and just, yeah, he's one of my best mates. Yeah, I don't know, that's basically the year. You know, it was a pretty big transitional year. I feel like I went out of 2024 feeling exactly the opposite of how I felt going into 2024, because 2023 to 2024 was a really crap New Year's. Nothing happened, and that for me is a bad New Year's. And I just felt really down. I was miserable all the time, and I was drinking too much, and you know, and I saw some idealized version of myself, right? Some version of myself that I could surely make happen if I just put the work in. And you know what? I didn't really put the work in, and yet I seem to have found myself here anyway, and that's quite nice. You know, I'm not saying I did no work. I mean, 2 videos a day is all right, but like they're not hard videos to make. They just take a bit of figuring out in terms of what to say and stuff. Going to the gym every day, that was like just sort of fun, really. And also it's an excuse to go to Lidl or Asda or whatever and just like get your shopping on the way back. Yeah, I didn't do mad amounts of work. I didn't grind. I didn't wake up at like 6 a.m. every day and like, you know, work all the time non-stop. I kind of just pissed about and had fun with it and just enjoyed myself. And I think that's all you can ask for, really, is just trying to be the best version of yourself that you can be. That's what I feel like I am now. I feel like I am the best version of myself that I can be. And going into 2025, I want to take what I've gone into 2025 with and just 1, maintain it, and 2, develop it. Basically just figure out who this, I'm going to call it a new me, because it does feel like a new me. It feels like a massive transitional point in my life where, you know, by the end of this year, I might not, obviously I'll be the same person, but I feel like things will be so unrecognizable to me. I feel like if I was to go and meet myself and, you know, New Year's Day 2026, right, I would have a chat with that version of me, and I would ask him how things going, and he would go, yeah, this is great, we're doing this and this and this, and I'd be like, what the fuck is any of this? I don't remember any of that. So no, we started that afterwards, after January, we did that later. So yeah, I want to do more stuff, more projects, more filming. I want to get Sheffield Psychedelic done and edited. I've got a couple other films that I want to get done and edited. I want to finish Johnny Mozza shooting that. If anyone wants to be a part of the Johnny Mozza Lessons in Confidence film, just send an email to officialmorrisonfilms@gmail.com. Yeah, there's not much else to say really, other than, you know, I'm really thankful for the luck that was given to me by, I don't know, I don't believe in fate or God or anything like that, but I don't know, I just got lucky really, and I'm thankful for the power of luck, Lady Luck. You know, she sort of came down and sort of said, Josh, you're having a bit of a shit time lately, do you want some help with that? And I said, oh, yes please. And she said, sorted mate, there you are, you've got a YouTube channel. Oh, brilliant, thank you, an audience, that's what I've always wanted, great. And now I can go through like, and comments and stuff, and people seem to take a lot out of these videos, and people appreciate what I'm saying, and you know, I really love that, and I love the fact that people are resonating with the stuff that I'm saying, because, I don't know, it's easy to get yourself feeling like you have nothing to say, like you have no interest, you have no real worldview or anything like that. And I kind of felt like that going into this channel, and I was worried after I'd made my first few videos, when I felt like I'd said everything I needed to say, you know, what am I going to do? So I kind of repeat myself a few times, and in doing so, I've kind of come up with new little ideas and new worldviews and philosophies and stuff, and it's just about expanding your train of thought, you know, getting from one train of thought, hopping onto the other line, getting that train of thought to your train destination, your thought destination, and just having fun with it, really. That's the most important thing. I feel like 2024 was fun. It didn't feel like a miserable, like, grinding fucking motion. It felt nice, almost relaxing in a way. A strange way, because I live on stress, and that's going to be a video I'm going to do at some point. And yeah, it was just nice, and it was probably the best year of my life, particularly for how transitional it was, compared to 2023, which was easily the worst year of my fucking life. And I never ever want to have anything like 2023 happen again, because yeah, it was just shit through and through. I'm not going to go into why, because it's too personal. Yeah, this is basically it. This is probably the most personal, confessional fucking video that I've done yet. Someone in the comments asked what accent I've got, and it just made me think, because I feel like I sounded a bit Australian when I said that last sentence. I don't know what my accent is. I feel like it's like got a few hints of northern in it. I don't know where from. Hey, hello doggy. Please don't take a piss on my camera. So he's a nice dog. We got another dog coming along. Just trying to, yeah, so you know what, because the dog's in the way, let's wrap it up. Thank you very much everybody for watching this. Hope you have a good 2025. I'm sure your 2025 will be pretty good. The dog's really cute, but you can only see it in silhouette. I get the privilege of actually seeing the proper dog. It's a white dog, but you probably only see a black dog because you're seeing it in silhouette form. And yeah, thank you very much for watching everybody. I hope your 2025 is stellar. I hope your 2024 was good. I hope your 2025 is even better. Yeah, that's basically it from me. Thank you very much for watching this video, everybody. Thank you for sitting through to the end of my, my ramble. And yeah, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.